Can demanding answers really kill attraction? Yes, it can. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you what you can do instead so that you allow for him to grow his attraction, not kill it by trying to gain clarity. But I know you want clarity above all, that it's very difficult to sit in the unknown. But you must know, as a woman, if you are here, there have been issues with you trying to gain clarity, and not just on the status of your relationship, but simply on something that he might or might not be doing, like texting, going away for a while, hiding out, even ghosting. I'm going to help you with this with the help of Ishmael Gomez III. I'm going to piggyback on his video about destroying attraction through clarity that I think is spot on. If you hear things in different ways, it will help you really start to incorporate the concepts that both he and I talk about. Ishmael Gomez III is a male coach, and he helps women through his videos. I want to help you to truly understand why attempting to gain clarity hurts you and doesn't help your man get to the clarity he needs so that you feel safe, not anxious, and comfortable in your relationship. So who am I to talk about this? Well, I'm Coach Paula Grooms, a dating and relationship coach for women, licensed social worker, and author of this book, Why Won't He Commit? How a Man Decides to Make You the One. I help you find a Mr. Right, get an ex back, or grow an existing relationship or situation so you create the relationship of your dreams, and then you level up to the complete commitment you totally deserve. So I'm going to play this video of Ishmael Gomez III and give you my take on it. We will dissect it, and I will help you understand, but also become aware of what you may or may not be doing to foster the issues here, and then what to do instead.
All right, ladies, what do you do when a man ignores you? Do you text him first? Do you demand answers? Or do you sit in silence waiting for him to come around? Well, here's what I want you to think about. The way that you respond when a man pulls away will either humble his ego or feed it even more. But before we talk about what to do, you need to get clear on why is he pulling away. Because sometimes it's not just him being distant for no reason. It could be something in your energy, in your behavior that is quietly pushing him back. And I know most of you already understand to not chase, to not act desperate, to not come off as needy. But what many of you get wrong is that you think that it's usually one big mistake that you make, when in reality it's usually the little things in the dynamic between you two.
He is absolutely right about this. Understand, it's typically not one big mistake that you made. While it could be, on average, it's not. He's worked with both men and women. I have too. I'm going to tell you, it's not one big mistake. There is typically not one thing. For a man, it's the culmination of a lot of little things, and what Ishmael is talking about here is spot on. Energy towards the man. You'll often hear me talk about taking your energy away from a man. Well, what does that mean? It means that you have to stay in your life and lane and focus there. If you mainly focus on you, he will too. You can take that to the bank. Remember that saying, focus on you and he will too. This is energy and what Ishmael is talking about. Your energy towards the man actually doesn't help him come towards you. Men need to be in more pursuit than they are being in the receiver mode. So when you are coming towards him, it tends to repel him. This is typically done in little ways, and this is why I give you the task of not texting him first. This is very hard for women, especially younger, because we have been sold socially a bill of goods that everything is equal, and then we can note it to mean the same. Because while we are completely equal as men and women, things are not the same for him as they are for you. It's night and day, sun and rain, on or off, stop or go, yes or no. We hear hear that all the time in terms of it's like apples and oranges, different, but are they equal fruit? Completely. So you have to understand we are equal, but in terms of love and relationships and what attracts a man, we have to know it's opposite of what we need and want coming from him. This is why we hold back more than we come towards. And when we do, by focusing on ourselves, we get what it is we desire and deserve. This is very difficult for many women because we are used to being male energied in the world, meaning we go after what it is that we want. Well, if that worked with men, I certainly wouldn't be here. Ishmael wouldn't be here. All the other coaches and experts in the field wouldn't have the work that they do because it doesn't work what is out there and what we have been sold in our society, that women can do exactly what they want to do and get what they want in relationships. It doesn't work. So that leaves us in the unenviable place of having to do things differently because we cannot leave it up to the men to do differently. They don't have to. And there are millions of women who won't do it differently, but we have found statistically that marriage is lessening, happy relationships are lessening. Everything is going downhill because of this feeling that equality means things are the same between the sexes. They are not. And when we do things that allow for the man to feel he has agency, feel he's the man, feel your feminine energy, you will help yourself and help him in the relationship. So how does this fit into you gaining clarity? Ishmael goes into it, and I'm going to give you more here. And then also at the end of this video, tell you what you need to start doing to help yourself move out of the anxiety created from the not knowing.
Tiny signals that you don't even notice, but they slowly make a man question your value. So the real question is, how do you act when he ignores you so that his ego questions his own choices and not your worth? My name is Ishmael Gomez, and today I'm going to break down exactly what to do when a man starts sending mixed signals so you keep your dignity and your self-respect. Number one, stop forcing clarity. When you demand answers from a man who's already pulling away, you put yourself in the weakest position possible. I mean, think about it, okay? The moment that you chase after why he's ignoring you, you're giving him the power to define the relationship. And in most cases, I promise you, his words are not going to bring you clarity. They're going to bring you more confusion because most men don't actually tell you what they're feeling in these moments, okay? Some are going to lie just to keep you around as an option. They don't want to fully let you go, but they don't want to fully commit either. And other men, especially the nice guys, they're going to soften the truth because they don't want to hurt your feelings. They're going to twist it into something gentle, like, I'm not ready for a relationship right now. You're such a wonderful woman, but I love you so much, but, and this is where my core philosophy in life comes in, okay? The one that I teach my clients, the one that has changed my relationships in love, business, and friendships. If it's not a hell yes, then it's a no, okay? Avoid all maybes in your life because maybe keeps you waiting, keeps you overthinking, stuck, and confused. So what you need to understand is that real clarity comes from your ability to discern the truth, not from what he says. And listen, maybe you're dealing with a man or you have...
I don't think you have to remove yourself. And I don't totally agree with, for a man, it's a hell yes or it's a no. He doesn't know. If you are getting mixed signals, he doesn't know. It's not going to help him get into clarity by you asking for something he doesn't know the answer to. He's got to come to that answer. It is up to us to discern where he is on the scale of being ready, willing, and able to commit and move accordingly. If you want help with that, take my consumer versus buyer relationship test. It's here in the description, and you can take that test to know, is he a mixed messages consumer? Is he an ultimate consumer? Is he a prospective buyer or a bona fide buyer? Pretty much, if he's a bona fide buyer, you're not needing to take that test. You know it. Otherwise, you are in that unenviable position of questioning and not knowing. Remember, in my book, I give the gender gaps that are foundational. There are 5 of them. And one of them is women love through knowing, Men love through wondering. And if you demand to know when he's not at that place, and I'm not saying you never have to ask, I'm saying that it has to be done when you are at a place where Ishmael is talking from, that you are ready to leave. You cannot ask the question, get his answer, which is likely a confusing answer or running away from it or perhaps a no, because until he is at a hell yes, he will be at a hell no, you see? And when it's a hell no for him, he may be staying because he loves you, because he likes you, because he wants us. He's just not ready according to criteria that I outline in the book that have nothing to do with you. And he can get there if you do things in an 80-20 fashion, meaning you do 80% of what I'm telling you here on this channel and in my work. You strive for the 100%. That'll get you to the 80%. The 20% you make mistakes won't much matter. But if you are at a place whereby you are not absolutely needing an answer, and I want you to really question yourself on this, because many women, it's not about they're under a timeline, meaning I know I want to have children and I have been with this man for 3 years and I need to know. It's a very different place. Then you've been dating for 6 months, 7 months, and you are ready for complete commitment and to move into marriage and have a family, and you are questioning whether or not he is. And a slight pullback and you're all in wanting to demand clarity. Not going to work. It has to be done in a way that guides him to it, and a conversation that you have in a place of him feeling comfortable, not going to him and demanding anything and not doing it when he has pulled back. This is the salient point in Ishmael's video, not demanding clarity when he has pulled back. Obviously, if the man is pulling back, he's not ready to give you any kind of clarity. He's in a confused state. Allow that to just wash over him, for him to come to a homeostasis. It is not just accepting whatever. Everything is timing. And if you need help with that timing, is it the right time according to an objective view of where the man is? And I caution you, that objective view needs to be truly objective, meaning your friends, your family, they want you to get out of you being uncomfortable. That's not going to give you an objective view. That's just going to foster more of what you are thinking and feeling, and then you might take action from there. And I can't tell you how many times with my clients, they take action from what they are hearing from their friends or family who love them to death and want them to get out of pain and move on. Doesn't work typically, and harms rather than helps. It's the same idea as why surgeons don't operate on their family members or doctors don't treat their family members, because they don't have that objectivity. And on both sides, you want to know that it's truly an objective viewpoint. So get objective help. If it's not me, get objective help from someone else. So let's go forward here with you understanding that you typically need to pull back in order to take a step towards clarity. If he sees that you aren't coming towards him when he does pull back, it gives him a chance to wonder. This is what Ishmael is saying in a different way, and why I like to use videos from other people that I respect what they're doing, because it gives you another way to hear the same thing. So let's keep going.
I've dealt with someone who was genuinely confused, okay? I've been there myself in the past, questioning my feelings about a woman, but my suggestion is to never focus on helping him find the answers. You focus on the clarity that you want in your own life and let him either show it to you or figure it out on his own. Number 2, your ego is also fragile. So many times when a man ignores you, your first thought is about his ego, right? He's playing games, he wants control, he's trying to test me. But let's flip it for a moment. And what about your ego? Because often, let me tell you that the real pain is not that he pulled away, it's why your ego makes it mean. You start thinking, I want him to notice me. I want him to see that I'm the best choice. And that is not always about love, it's about validation. Many times clients come to me telling me that they're heartbroken heartbroken, that they can't move on from someone, that they love this man so much, okay? And I always use this analogy that if tomorrow another man came into your life, okay, more attractive, more consistent, wealthier, taller, I mean, everything that you ever wanted and more, suddenly you wouldn't care much about the other guy who ignored you. And why, you may ask? Because your ego just got validation somewhere else. Because what you're thinking at the moment is like, okay, this man doesn't see my worth, but look at this new man, look at this upgrade, and wait until the old man sees that I have this guy who's 1,000 times better than him.
I actually don't think it has much to do with your ego. That's very male, and it's coming from a male. No, it's coming from you loving that man and feeling anxious that you are going to be left, that you are being dismissed, that you are being discarded, that you are not wanted. And this typically comes from early childhood programming. If you do feel an ego tug, it's typically, as a woman, short-lived, and then you fall into the fear of it, the anxiety related to it. He's male, so he is thinking more like a male in this case. That's how a male feels when we pull back. So take that and understand that if you use the same concept on him, meaning when he pulls back, you show you're not thinking about it. You're busy with your own life. You are not texting, questioning, demanding, following up with. No, you let it go. His ego may be involved. And what Ishmael is talking about here, I don't necessarily think happens very much with women. And that is someone else comes along who's better looking, taller, has more money, all these things that women tend to go for. While yes, that can happen and it will be a salve, it doesn't ameliorate or change the love that you had for this man that you're anxious about. And if that's the case, that's from your own self-concept and anxiety and your programmed experience of what love is, which comes again from your subconscious from 0 to 7, meaning birth to age 7, what you experienced as what love is. And if you were not given unconditional, completely consistent, omnipresent love and attention, there is something there for you whereby you are going to feel not enough, not worthy of love, and anxiety ridden. So you see, when I say it from the baby perspective, and again, your subconscious mind is being developed when you are from birth to age 7. Every experience is being put on your personal subconscious computer as your experience of love. What is happening in this instance is that no human can get the unconditional, completely omnipresent, absolutely every hour of the day attention and love. And any little infraction on that baby mind is connoted as scared and frightened of, I'm not going to be worthy of love. And when you are that baby, the fear isn't just your normal anxiety of an adult. It is exponentially greater because it's, I could be left, abandoned, and I won't survive. That's in us as humans. It's one thing we know. We must be loved in order to get the care so that we will survive. So take this ego part of it, I think, with a grain of salt. If that's at play for you, then yes, you want to listen to all of this. But let's get to number 3.
When you keep searching for other people to prove your value back to you, you hand them all the power, okay? If your peace depends on whether someone calls, texts, or chooses you, if your peace depends on having a new guy who has more value than the previous one, then your happiness will always be outside of yourself. So the next time that you feel that ache from being ignored, pause and ask yourself, is this my heart talking or is this my ego? Because often it is not your love that is being rejected, it's your pride that is taking a hit. I'm better than this man, I'm working on myself, this man is a fool for not seeing my worth, but that is not healing, that is just you covering the wound. True power is when you shift the focus back to yourself and you believe a man who ignores me doesn't align with the love that I want, so he doesn't belong by my side. Number 3, the best kind of revenge. Ladies, the best revenge against a man isn't about making him suffer, seeking his downfall, or trying to cause him emotional distress. The best revenge is silence. it's indifference, it's moving on and letting go. Now, I want you to picture this. Imagine that you've built a beautiful house with this man. You put your heart and soul into it, but one day he kicks you out. You're standing, outside in the rain, you're freezing cold, you're hungry, desperate. Your first instinct might be trying to burn the house down. And sure, you might get the temporary satisfaction of watching it burn, but then what? What happens after? You're left with nothing but ashes, and you're still standing in the rain, you're still cold, and even more tired. The best revenge isn't about destroying the house that he took. It's about building a castle for yourself.
Here's what I can tell you about this. Again, I don't find many women coming to me that truly want revenge. What they want is the love from that man. And I'm going to state unequivocally that the silence Ishmael is talking about is the way to get that. Not that you are going to get rid of him and feel so much better. You're going to work under the lens of, I trust that this, because it's coming from two objective people and many more, that this works. Do things differently this time and simply step away. The silence from you makes the man wonder. He is expecting your anger, frustration, lashing out perhaps, something, drama. When you don't give it, you show I'm high value. I don't put up with this nonsense, and I don't allow men to treat me the way you are treating me, being discarded. The silence shows that. This is the hardest thing for women to do, is simply to give the man that experience of the silence, the walking away. When you do that, you win. Now, not immediately. And this is where I hold space for my clients I'm working with. And I tell them, I don't know when he will come back more on bended knee, not literally, sometimes, but it will happen that he will have evolved through your silence and come to his own determination, not feeling pressured from you, and then not seeing your anger. This is huge when you do it this way. It can help you get the clarity, but it is through steps, knowing that these steps lead him to it. Again, it is going to be seriously hard for you to do on your own. You need to be working under the 3 pillars that I work under, which is you need to get your mindset right, meaning you need to be working on your self-concept. And when you do, you will feel the best about yourself you can. Well, how do we make that happen? 2 things. Manifestation. If you don't know, I work under the Neville Goddard law of assumption for manifestation, and that helps you stay in a very positive state that you are going to get what you want. And then third, the mechanics of men. What we're talking about here, what works with men, what we know works with men. It's just you are in the forest, so it's very hard to see the trees. Well, you need that objective guidance so you see the trees and take the steps that lead the man to feeling what he needs to feel to actually make a decision, come back to you, and from then on, he will know that if he does the same thing is going to happen. I know that if you are watching this, there's a particular man that you want. And another guy, no matter if he's the greatest thing since sliced bread, if you're still in love with this former guy, you're not going to just get out of that quickly. That's also male. Now, how do we work with that? Because you might be thinking, oh, if that's male, then immediately as somebody comes into his orbit, he's going to go for her. Not if you have walked away in the right way. I cannot tell you how vital this is. When you walk away with that valued concept and showing him, not telling, remember, you must show, not tell. Action, not words. Again, another of my gender gaps. Women relate via verbalization. Men relate via action. You need to take the action of, I'm not being treated the way I need to be treated. I don't create drama from that. I don't kick up a fuss. I don't demand answers. I walk away knowing that that's the best possible chance for him to come to the decision. If you need more help with this, go to the description below. Look at those links. Take the consumer versus buyer relationship test. Find out where your man is on the scale of being ready, willing, and able to commit. These concepts are in my lure him in, lure him back approach. If you are in something, you need to be luring him in by apply your energy away from him if he's pulling back. And if he has left, you need the lure him back approach. And I can help you jumpstart that and then take it to your ultimate goal of being back with him better, him fully committed, him knowing he has an equal worthy opponent that a man truly loves and connects to. With that, I'm going to love and leave you today so your man doesn't. On your way out, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit the red alert bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos, and I will see you in the next video.